Beaches on three! 1, 2, 3! Yes!
Fucking hit 'em, boys. Last 40, boys, last.
Welcome back to SBTV. This is the first edition of a new thing we call Club Profiles. Each week we'll take a look at people around the club, not just the players, the coaches, the staff, people who just help out in the canteen, and we'll ask them a bit about themselves to find out a bit more. Club Profiles is brought to you by this man himself, Tony Wansey from Newcastle Wide Realty.
Yep.
What made you come to the beaches?
Leslie Sherwood asked me to come up. We were going to have two men's side, this is about 17 years ago, and I turned up to training at Dudley, rocked up there. Leslie Sherwood said, can you just mind the women's side for a little while he goes and does something with the men's side, and he never came back, so I got stuck with the ladies' side and had a good time and coached them for the season.
Have you played rugby before, and if you have, who for?
I played 100 first grade games with Wanderers, had a lot of good times there, made a lot of good mates. I played a couple of years in boarding school, that's how I got into rugby, because I used to play league, Aussie rules and soccer. And when I went to boarding school I had to play. King's School only played rugby, so that's what I learnt to play down there, and then I came back here. I played league for a season. I broke 4 collarbones in my under-19 season. I left one in the first half and the right one in the second half, and then retired from football, paddled surf ski for a few years, got my bones strong. Wanderers were having an end-of-season trip over to England, so my brother talked me into coming down and training with them. Ended up turning up to a trial match where naturally you get thrown a pair of shorts, a pair of socks and some boots and end up playing. So, right.
What's your role around this club, Southern Beaches?
I don't really have a role. I love sponsoring, and any monies I make from selling property and looking after management properties I put back into the club, so the more I make from referrals I always put back into the club. But basically I do whatever anyone wants me to do. So Johan's got me doing stats for the first grade games at the moment. I'm a life member of the club. I love doing a lot of work around the club. Love working with the committees and stuff like that. But just if there's a job to do, sweep a shed, find oranges, whatever it might be, I'm happy to do it.
So what is the most toughest thing about being the stat man?
Probably knowing where to mark it on the sheet and trying to keep your eye on the game while it's still going. So I've come up with a pretty comprehensive sheet, which has taken me a while to get reasonably right. But it's just being able to enjoy the game, watch the game, make sure that you know who missed a tackle and whether the line-out throw, whether it was too long, too short, whether the scrum was won or lost on our feed, whether the line kicks went out on the full, and who gave away penalties, what the penalties were for, and just general stuff that Johan asked me to sort of try and keep track of for him.
What do you think the best thing or easiest thing is about being a stat man?
Well, I enjoy sitting behind the goal line because I get a different perspective from people at the side. I can see whether the throws are long or short, and I also see where gaps are opening up and body heights and different things that the coach won't see from the side. So the easiest thing, I get to see the game from a different perspective, and Johan's now got me on a two-way, so we can sort of keep in touch if I notice something or he wants me to watch something specifically. We can talk to each other pretty well straight away.
What do you see as the future of Southern Beaches?
Well, I think we would have won the Premier 1 premiership this year if we hadn't lost all the players pre-season. I think it's been a wonderful season, a good building year. So I would say we'll win a Premier 1 premiership before VAR retires. I firmly believe we'll get one in the next few years. I think the culture of the club is very unique. It's very one-off. And I just see the club's growing steadily. We've got to work more at getting back to where we were with the juniors. We had six junior teams in the grand final just before we started to work on getting into Premier Division, so we took our eye off the ball, but we've got to get back to that sort of stage. And we've just got to draw on this beautiful community we've got from Charlestown out to Warners Bay, right down to Swansea and back up to Dudley. So,
what are your thoughts on this season so far?
I think a lot of the players didn't believe that they could win in Premier 1 without the players that left to go to other clubs, and I think we were playing hectic football going from side to side at the start of the season, and the forwards weren't getting involved. I think as the season's progressed, and Johan's done a wonderful job with all the players, the forwards have started sort of holding the ball. We're now holding sort of 50% of possession, where we're only holding about 20% early in the season, and you can't win with that little ball. The backs aren't getting the ball as much. The forwards are going forward, it's dragging in all the defence out wide, and when the backs are getting the ball now, they're actually scoring the tries, because forwards win the game, backs decide by how much.
So what is your best memory, rugby memory, on field or off field?
My two best memories, one is the 1981 Grand Final, going through undefeated with the Wanderers Club. Made a lot of mates. But it was just the trust you had in your mates, the trust you had in the coaching staff, the trust you had in the fact that you were superior in fitness, and we just went out and did the job, and we went through the season undefeated and won that. And having those lifelong memories and the mateships from that you carry through. When John Delore and I coached the Beaches Cult side in 2010, we went through and we won the premiership. But just knowing the memories that those guys out in the field were going to carry through for the rest of their lives, and also the fact that blokes like Al Logan and Johnny Delore and a lot of other people had sort of slogged away for many years to bring this club from nothing up to a competitive unit. It was just wonderful to see the expression on their faces when we won.
Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
And thanks for supporting this segment.
No, that's wonderful, mate, and just hopefully more sponsors get involved with the club, because the more we can sort of find jobs for other guys that come to the club and help other sponsors by supporting the sponsors we do get, I think we'll have a really unique club in years to come and probably be the premier club in the future.
See you later, guys.
Bye.